Hey everyone, my name is Alan Ruiz, and welcome back to All Things Dodgers, Episode 2, a day before the trade deadline, which is tomorrow, August 1st at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. We're going to dive into a few topics relating to that real quick, but first I wanted to give a thank you to everybody who came out to support my first video, which was last Friday. Thank you for all the feedback, all that encouragement. It's been really motivating. If you haven't already, please subscribe, leave a like, click the notifications bell, and leave a comment as well with any feedback about my videos or commenting on the topics that we're going to talk about today. First, before we get into it, I'd like to do a new segment called Test Your Knowledge, basically a trivia question. It's going to have a question about the Dodgers, four multiple choice options, and we'll reveal the answer at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Here's the question. Who is the Dodgers' all-time strikeout leader? We've got A, Fernando Valenzuela, B, Clayton Kershaw, C, Orel Hershiser, and D, Sandy Koufax. So there is the question. Those are the options. Think about it. We'll come back to that at the end of the video. Now, regarding the trade deadline tomorrow, August 1st, 3 p.m. Pacific Time, what are the Dodgers going to do to bolster their team before the deadline? They've already picked up Lance Lynn, Joe Kelly in that White Sox trade. They've picked up Ahmed Rosario and Kike Hernandez. I think they definitely need to pursue another starting pitcher. As we've seen with these past series with the Reds and the Blue Jays, they've been sending out there Michael Grove, Emmett Sheehan, Bobby Miller, and Sheehan and Grove have been more miss than success. Miller has been more success than miss, but I just feel like they can't be running out this rotation into the postseason and relying on them to provide length in each game and quality starts. So I think they need more experience is really what they need. That's what they're going to get, but I think if the Dodgers want to make a push with their core, they need to get some more starting pitching. And so who do I think they should pursue? There's been a lot of talk about Justin Verlander. He signed with the Mets this past offseason. It was for a 2-year deal with a third-year option, possibly third year. It's called a vesting option, depending on how many innings he pitches in 2024, which is next season. So if a team does trade for him, they would be getting Verlander for the remaining months of this season, 2024, and then possibly 2025. I think this will be a great pickup for the Dodgers. Obviously, some will give some pushback for it because he was a part of the 2017 Houston Astros World Series winning team, which is involved in the whole cheating scandal. And as much as I don't want to support that as a Dodger fan, I do think that it has been some time. It's Justin Verlander. He is an amazing pitcher. He's a Hall of Fame pitcher, Cy Young Award winner, and I think he could definitely help this team now and later into the postseason. So is it likely? Well, on Saturday, the Texas Rangers traded for Max Scherzer, who was Justin Verlander's teammate on the Mets this season. So the Mets already gave away one of their ace starting pitchers, which means that possibly they may not want to give Justin Verlander away to help give the players and the fans some hope about future seasons, that they're not just blowing it up. There's no hope for future seasons. If they keep Verlander, it could help ease the tensions possibly between the players and possibly even between the fans, and possibly some unrest there if they feel like the Mets are not making a strong push for future seasons. Because of that, they may want to hold on to Justin Verlander. However, there have been a lot of reports in the past few days about there being some smoke there, some buzz surrounding a Verlander trade, and the Dodgers have come up as a potential trade partner with the Mets for Justin Verlander. So, okay, how's he doing this year? He is 40 years old, so there is some concern there. But if you look, he's still one of the best pitchers in the game. He's got a 3.15 ERA, a whip of 1.14, which means 1.14 walks and hits per innings pitched. That's very good. He just earned his 250th win in his career this past weekend. So he's still going strong. I think, and if you look at his last 3 starts, I mean, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. His last 3 starts, he's thrown for 19 1/3 innings. He's only allowed 2 earned runs. That's incredible. That makes him one of the best pitchers in the past, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So I think this is a pitcher that the Dodgers can definitely pursue that can help them starting right now in his next start and continuing on in the next few months. Plus, if you package him with Tommy Pham, right-handed outfielder, just what the Dodgers need, possibly Rayleigh, who is a relief pitcher, that could also help the Dodgers if you want to have more of a package. The thing is, the Dodgers would have to give up some more prospect capital for Verlander because he has those extra years in his contract. It isn't like he's going to become a free agent in the offseason this season, and you only have him for a couple months. And so the Dodgers would have to give up a little bit more. But I think if you could make this trade and if it could help the Dodgers win the World Series this season, I think it would be worth it. You can look at other starting pitching out there in the trade world. There's Mitch Keller with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's also a right-handed pitcher. He was an all-star this season, and the Pirates are definitely in a seller mode. They're 9.5 games out of the last wild card spot in the National League and 9.5 games behind Cincinnati in the NL Central. Those standings are as of Sunday. And so they've also traded Carlos Santana to the Brewers, their first baseman. So the fact that they're selling means that Mitch Keller may also be on the trading block. If you could package him with David Bednar, who is their star closer, also to help the Dodgers, that might be a little bit more tricky. But Keller's definitely a name to keep your eye on. You've also got Jack Flaherty, another right-handed starting pitcher. He's with the Cardinals. He would be a free agent at the end of this season. You can move on to Eduardo Rodriguez. He's on the Detroit Tigers. He actually has 2 more seasons under his contract after 2023. So he's a controllable left-handed starting pitcher. He might be someone that the Dodgers could pursue because they have varieties, right? They have Buehler coming back from injury. They have Dustin May, who will be coming back from injury. But Kershaw and Urias, they're 2 star left-handed pitchers. They're both free agents at the end of this season. So who knows? Maybe Kershaw will retire. Maybe Urias will want a 10-year contract or something with another team, a contract that the Dodgers may not be willing to offer him. So they may be walking at this offseason. If you want to get a left-handed pitcher, not just for this season, but for future seasons, Eduardo Rodriguez is a great option. He got injured earlier this season in 2023, but overall he's been a very good pitcher. I think he's a great option. Moving aside from the pitching talk, there is Nolan Arenado. There was some talk earlier, more late last week, about there being talks between the Cardinals and the Dodgers for a possible Nolan Arenado trade that could include a package including Major League talent from the Dodgers, like Max Muncy or Chris Taylor. I talked about how I would love to see Nolan Arenado playing for the Dodgers in that white Los Angeles Dodgers jersey. I wouldn't want to give up too much for him, but it seems like that trade may not even happen after all. On Saturday night, Cardinals president John Mozeliak basically shut down all the talk about the Cardinals and Dodgers potentially having a trade going down. He said that the Cardinals are going to be focusing on the future and on building the team to succeed and to win in the future, and that would mean not trading Arenado. So a little bit disappointing on that end, but I think the Dodgers should definitely prioritize starting pitching. That's what's going to take them deep into the postseason. If you look at the Phillies last year, they weren't some 111 winning team like the Dodgers were, but they had starting pitching in Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler. Ranger Suarez, I think, I'm pretty sure he was in that mix. So pitching is key, absolutely key. And I think Verlander, Keller, Rodriguez, Flaherty, all of those guys are great options to pursue. Wrapping up, let's go back to our trivia question. Let's revisit it. Let's see if you got it right. It was, who is the Dodgers' all-time strikeout leader? We had Fernando Valenzuela, Clayton Kershaw, Oral Hershiser, and Sandy Koufax. And the answer is B, Clayton Kershaw. So congratulations to Kershaw. If you rewind back to 2022, it was April 30 when he passed Don Sutton. He currently, so since that time to now, his last start with the Dodgers, he currently has 2,912 strikeouts in his career. An amazing feat. Clayton Kershaw, MVP winner, 3-time Cy Young Award winner, an amazing pitcher, Dodgers legend for sure. So I wish him a speedy recovery as well. Well, thank you everybody for supporting this video. I'd like to have another one coming out possibly tomorrow after the trade deadline, just to give my grade on all the moves that the Dodgers made this past month. before the trade deadline, and to talk about my expectations for the team going into the next few months and eventually into October. So thank you everybody for all your feedback. Please leave a comment down below giving some extra feedback or commenting on any of the things that we talked about today. Leave a like, subscribe, click the notifications bell to keep up to date with future videos as well. Thank you again. My name is Alan Ruiz. Go Dodgers, and I'll see you next time on All Things Dodgers.